What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to this episode of the Double S NFL podcast. We're back with another episode this week. We're gonna do our game picks Thursday night and Sunday, and Sunday's games and Monday. I hope you're looking forward to another great episode. Sam, why don't you start us off with your prediction for the Cowboys and Saints tonight?
I think the Cowboys will run away with this easily. They're getting Lamb back. They're getting Cooper back. And on top of the offense, it's finally getting healthy. I know Mike McCarthy's out with COVID, but I
Dan
think
Quinn, he's a qualified coach, and he's coaching.
is he really?
He's been he wasn't a good coach, but he can coach.
He was the defensive coordinator for the Legion of Boom, so I'll give him credit there. But yeah, the Cowboys should run away with this easily against a battered and beaten Saints team. I'll take them to win 35-21.
I think it'll be a bit closer, and I think the Saints actually will have a lead for a part of the game, but the Saints are missing Jameis Winston, Michael Thomas, Adam Trautman, Armstead, their center, another one of their tackles, Alvin Kamara's out. They're missing everything. So I think the Cowboys win this one. I don't think Dak will do great, but I think the D steps up. DeMarcus Lawrence is back. I'm gonna take the Cowboys to win this one 20-10.
All right, and on to the 1:00 games on Sunday. First off, we're going to do the New York Giants against the Miami Dolphins. Spencer, what do you have to say about that?
Well, Miami's D is starting to round into form, and the Giants' offense has not been great the last few weeks. 13 points, 10 points, 23 before that. I don't think this will be a pretty close game at all, honestly. I think Tua's gonna have another really good game. Flores is starting to coach better, and I'm gonna take Miami in this one at Hard Rock, 28-10.
I'm also going to take the Miami Dolphins for the same reasons you mentioned. The Giants are starting Mike Glennon. It's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, Mike Glennon. I'm not a fan of Daniel Jones, but Daniel Jones provides a ton more than Glennon does.
I'm going to go 24-7.
24-7. Okay, I can see that.
Miami.
The next game we're going to talk about is the Vikings and the Lions. Dan Campbell still trying to get his first win. Sam, who do you have in this one?
Dan Campbell's going to have to keep waiting at least one more week. I think Minnesota is going to take this easily. They're trying to get back into playoff position. And I think they do that with a pretty easy 34-13 win.
Yeah, I think it'll be a win for Minnesota, but I think as Detroit has been the last few weeks, I think they keep it pretty close. I'm going to take Minnesota 24-20 in a close one.
All right, our next matchup will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into Atlanta to face the Atlanta Falcons. I think that Atlanta will keep this competitive.
I do too.
I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win 27-23.
Oh my! Wow. I have the Buccaneers winning 27-24. Actually, really, really close. As you said, I think Atlanta keeps it close. I think Atlanta's up 24-13 after three quarters. Tom Brady, the classic pig, he has his head down and he comes back in classic Brady fashion. The Falcons choke. I just think Tampa Bay is a much better coach team, and a much more talented team in general. Moving on to the next game.
I think I just want to.
Okay. What about
point this out real quick? I think Arthur Smith has done a pretty decent job as head coach.
I agree he has, but the experience is going to get to him. Arians, he's not a phenomenal coach or anything, but Falcons are. Yeah, I just think Tampa Bay is Tampa Bay will find a way to win.
I think it'll be back and forth between these two teams.
The next game we're going to go over is the Eagles staying at the Meadowlands for the second week in a row as they play the New York Jets, coming off a win over Houston. Sam, what's your prediction for this one?
I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, I do understand that the Eagles were awful last week. They're playing the Jets and the very bad Jets defense, and the Eagles have a great run game.
And the Jets can't
The
stop
Jets
the run.
have, I think, the worst run defense in the league.
Yeah, our linebackers they're awful.
And I think Philly will take this one 31-23.
31-23. I have a pretty similar score. I have Philly winning this one 34-20. I think Kurtz is gonna bounce back, but he won't have to do much. The Eagles are gonna ground and pound on with the run game for almost the entire game. I would expect the running backs to be in a committee this week. Nick Sirianni has been doing that the last few weeks. Zach Wilson, I think, throws 2 touchdowns, and that's his first turnover-free game of his NFL career. The first start, the Patriots game, he didn't turn the ball over, but second Patriots game. But I think the Jets keep it close for most of it, and then a costly fumble by Tevin Coleman late with the Jets driving downfield gives the Eagles the ball back, and I think the Eagles will take care of business.
Okay, our next matchup will be the Arizona Cardinals traveling to Chicago to take on the 4-7 Chicago Bears. Spencer, what do you say?
So the NFL this year has been extremely unpredictable, and this is my upset of the week. I'm gonna take Chicago at home to win on a game-winning field goal, 23-20. I think Fields has a signature game-winning drive. Kyler, I don't expect to be great in his first game back. Arizona's still a phenomenal team, a Super Bowl threat for sure, but I think it's a trap game for them. And I'm going to take the Bears at home, 23-20.
I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals to win 31-20. I think Kyler comes back rejuvenated, ready to take the MVP. And he gets Hopkins back too. Arizona is finally starting to get healthy again. I think that's the key factor towards them getting to and maybe win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's the Chicago Bears. I do not trust the Bears to do a single thing right. Do they get Fields back this week?
I believe so, yes. All right.
I'm going to change that score to say 31-26.
I can see that, yeah. The next game we're going to talk about on here it's going to be the Chargers and the Bengals. The 2 best quarterbacks from the 2020 draft class go head-to-head in Cincy. I think this is going to be a clash. I think both teams' offenses will be clicking. But I'm going to take the Chargers to win this one, 31-25. I think the Chargers, they're hungry. They're angry. I think the Bengals keep it close. I think it's like not back and forth, but I think the Bengals will be within 10 points for most of the game. I just think Herbert has a huge game. And if they let him air down the field more often, he could be that special quarterback we know him to be.
I'm also going to take the Los Angeles Chargers in this game. I think that they're upset. They're in danger of becoming last in the AFC West if they lose this game and if other things happen.
They're in a wild card spot right now, but not for long if they lose.
Yes, and therefore I think that LA is hungry to get back on track, and I think they win this game 34-28.
All right. The next game we're going to talk about is going to be the Colts and the Texans. This, I believe, is our final 1 o'clock game. I'm going to take the Colts in an absolute rout, 38-0. I barely predict scores like this, but I think the Colts are a pretty damn good team right now. Houston just flat out sucks. Don't really need to explain a lot. I think they feed JT. I think he has a 200-yard game. 150 rushing, 50 receiving, and I think Wentz plays good enough for them to win.
I'm going to take you explained that perfectly, but I'm going to go 35-10. I don't think
Fair.
Houston's that bad to go scoreless on the entire game. On to the batch of 4 o'clock games. First off is the Washington football team, the current 7th seed in the NFC, going against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Who do you have in this one?
I'm going with the Las Vegas Raiders. Have you seen the Raiders
The
fan that
coin, the
had
coin.
the coin toss.
Yeah, I have.
I'm going to
Crazy.
say that his streak continues this week against the Washington
12
football
weeks in a row
team.
for the coin. Wow.
And I'm going to go 27-24 Raiders. I think this is going to be a really good game. And the
Well,
Raiders.
yeah. I think this could be Derek Carr's future team, Washington. It's just a random gut feeling. I think Carr's gone this offseason, and the coin finally gets a game wrong, as I think Washington's defense prevails, especially their front seven. I'm going to take Washington to win 17-16 in a nail biter.
All right, on to the next 4 o'clock game being the Jacksonville Jaguars
And the Rams.
against the Los Angeles Rams. This is going to be, I think this is actually more competitive than it
Completely
should
agree.
be.
Like,
I'm going to go 34-24 in favor of the Los Angeles Rams.
I'm also going to take the Rams, but I wouldn't be shocked if this game goes to overtime or is close, really close in the fourth quarter. I think it will be actually. I think Trevor is going to have a very solid game. I think James Robinson, if he's incorporated well, I think he can go off. The Rams' run D has been meh the last few weeks. So I'm going to take the Rams to win this one, but close. 28-23, Los Angeles. The next game we're going to talk about is going to be the 49ers and the Seahawks. And this one, the Seahawks are done. They have to restart fresh. If they lose this one, they've clinched their first losing season since 2011. That's the pre-Russell Wilson era. I'm going to take the Niners to win 31-24 in this one. I think Elijah Mitchell, the running back for the Niners, continues to play well, and that D has a couple picks on Wilson.
I'm also going to go with the San Francisco 49ers to win 34-20.
You think it'll be a two-score game?
Yes.
All right. The last 4 o'clock game, AFC North rivalry, classic game, Ravens and Pittsburgh. If you know the TikToker, We Hooping, he's going to be raging all game probably if they're down. So I think they kind of win for We Hooping pretty big. I'm going to take Baltimore to win 29-14.
I'm also going to take the Baltimore Ravens to win 35-14.
And our Sunday night football match, the AFC West battle between the 6-5 Denver Broncos and the 7-4 Kansas City Chiefs. Who do you have, Sam?
This is my upset of the week. I'm going with the Denver Broncos. Hear me out. That defense played really, really well against Los Angeles Chargers.
They played better recently overall, I feel like.
That was their signature game. And I think that their momentum carries against a struggling Kansas City. They offense really stunk it up against the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, the Cowboys, yeah, and Green Bay too.
And Green Bay, and they did have that one really good game against the Raiders, but that's really been it for that offense. And if Denver's defense can play that well again, and if Denver's offense can catch up with it, I can see Denver win. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos, 34-30.
Oh, you think it'll be a high-scoring one?
Yes.
I'm going to take the Chiefs in this one. I think they're starting to get back on track. I think Denver keeps it pretty close, but not enough for them to win. I'm going to take the Chiefs to win 24-16 at home. Mahomes, I think it'll have an up and down game, but in the end, it'll be enough for them to win.
And on to the last game of the week, the Monday night game, being the
Bills and the Pats.
The New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. Spencer, what do you think is going to happen?
I can see this game going either way, and I have Buffalo winning by 1 point, 28-27 at home in front of the Buffalo crowd. I think Josh Allen has a lot to prove, and I think he does so. Mac Jones, I think he'll play well too. This is going to be a great game. Two AFC contenders going head to head.
I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills winning 30-20. I think Mac Jones struggles a bit in this one. Again, no Travis White, but I feel like that the Buffalo Bills can still handle their business and win 30-20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that for sure. And with that, we're gonna say our goodbyes now on this podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Any last words, Sam, before we sign off?
Have a good night. Enjoy the games.